Hi, this is Lisa 7, Aurora Avenue North, Seattle, Washington, 98133. And there are a couple bums threatening me. This is Lisa Guthrie. I'm at 10507 Aurora Avenue North, Seattle, Washington, 98133. And you're going to hear people that you shouldn't be hearing because it's an alleged crawl space. And they're playing over and over about a fat, ugly indigent with black teeth. She's recently come back and forth from Seattle. Where is it? California. It's an ugly indigent with black teeth. She's doughy white. She's pretty hideous, and she's fat, and she's well known. She dresses up as a pirate in the U District and wherever she goes now. She's dressed up as Super Mario before. She's Sewer Mario. Sewer Mario. Anyway, so that's Anna. Anna's here with Missy, and I've described her on the last post. Phone should charge up the chargers. Now, because I'm going to want to tape while I'm out. They're playing extra charges, portraying themselves as experts, and they can judge the world. What I want you to prevent, I want you to prevent any one of them having a good reputation. I want you to splash gold all over them. Splashes. And I want you to broadcast everyone who's a human zombie. I want you to broadcast their brains. And this is what they've done to me. So the zombies have an ESP network, actually, which is unfortunate. So you need to broadcast them, is what I'm saying. And make sure everybody knows their intent and can see how evil they are. And these are people who have bragged that they've cut up 4 to 4 people. 4 to 5, actually. One said it's closer to 4 or 5. So it's getting hard for me to keep track of. And I believe they're using this apartment building to cut up people. There's a large retail space. There's a hidden garage, nicely hidden for them. And I'm not involved in the gang activity, the cutting up, and I want you to know that. And many times when people have been cut up, I've actually been somewhere else, and I'm not in a gang. That's why I'm scratched up, scarred up. It's not acne. It's not needle marks. It's called glass. And bums have sprinkled me with glass wherever I've gone. And I want you to know all this. Why? Because I am an innocent person. There's a whore talking about the post office. She's probably trying to make she's playing Folsom and post office. What's going on with this truck? It's supposed to light up or something. Now, I do talk about the etheric body, and these bums basically have used etheric body. They actually have no real etheric body. They have no soul, spirit, or chakra. They are zombies. They gave it up to the enemy, not godly. They were very ungodly people. Maybe I just have to charge this up a bit before the light goes on. We'll see about it. There's a bum playing Linda. They like to mention things obsessively. They're tearing at my etheric body. Remember, they have no chakras. They're tearing at mine. You don't want it out. They will use it against you. Even if you are a human zombie already, they will try to control you and make you into a worse human zombie. They're playing gobble. They're playing wheelchair. So, from what I've heard, they've cut people up here, and they've cut them up, and they have processed bodies, robbed them, walking around with their Social Security cards. Now, either Michelle Martin lied for Anna, or she doesn't know. And Michelle Martin of Elizabeth Gregory home is not innocent. Definitely a Bloods gang member. Blood. So I'm going to start brushing my teeth, getting ready, in spite of the fact that all the whores have threatened me, including Anna, Missy, There's Sunday. They've told me that they have guns. They're playing our craft back. You don't have witchcraft. It's not yours. You're a bum. And you're a smelly whore. You have nothing, and you always will have nothing, and I'm sure poison. So when you think you're eating my etheric body, you have nothing. They're playing sun. So either I hear, you're just hearing your voice, like, oh, she's in somebody. Well, the thing is, the people here have been talking about her nickname a lot, and her first name, Anna, and Captain. So whatever they're talking about, Anna is supposedly here. Crack, like we had a meth and nobody smoking crack. So black Nazi. What's dangerous on every black Nazi in America? Playing outfit, they're trying to play you will wrong games. And it's black. I bring a bottle. Why? Where because I unfortunately would cause accidents. Everyone in Washington with a vehicle if you're out there. Every person. Especially hear it. Zombies that the people are involved with them. That's why they can't solve the crime. It's just not. She said he masturbates, but some of the women are terrified of him. So the thing is, people that are terrified. They're playing ship. There's a horse. Orders and they just took brain. Why would a black Nazi victim? Why? What their victim by 8:33. Picture me assembling all my parts and taking everyone who's had them or ever has them, even who tries, down to nothing. Talking about Lynn, eradicating, and then they so much it hates all of you. It'll vaporize all of you. Every human zombie out of uterus. Not uterus. Tumors in the uterus, like a fibroid tumor. Getting I think it has to do with they want to slip some form of unofficial identification if they have a current picture. Right? Because if they'll have a picture before, and then they can just put makeup on somebody and say that's me and that I'm alive. And I figured it out. I can hear them go turned in and somebody was walking around with it. They also might try to use any existing pictures of me to start spawning profiles. They're talking about Irishmen. Chop up every black Nazi. One of the horses chanting, turn every into a marrow. And they're playing English. Am I talking about English? Artificial enemies? Mozart became, they're talking about history and a false history. Mozart. And they're playing, oh my God, Lisa. And would you want the opinion of a whore anyway? She's a whore. Do you want a whore's opinion? She's a dumb whore. Oh God. All type to come These are whores. These are bombs. You don't need to start vaporizing human zombies. They're gang members, and if anyone says, oh, you're a terrorist, who cares? You, if you like them, you are a terrorist. And I'm not a terrorist. These people were, some of these people brag that they were in with terrorism. It's all homegrown here. 80% of it's homegrown. White, Anglo-Saxon, black. There. And that crazy guy that wasn't in with gang members. So let's look for it. How could you find real terrorism or terrorism? I mean, 30% of it. 30%. You can find terrorism by Arabs if you've got all this terrorism by black Nazis that they didn't address. First of all, how could you find it? They're playing Getting Your Powerball. Chops up every black Nazi. Some of them are screaming when they're ball and ball every zombie. Now, am I talking about being like, do I have a bomb? No. They threaten. I'm talking about threats so they have no shock. Every vehicle and every building. So who are you cursing? An animal or me? Animal out and put them in it instead. One of the whores is chanting random thoughts. She said, Albi may do so or something. Albi, which Albi is an expression, Albi may do so, or something stupid. And kill every black Nazi. Never stop finishing the sentences for them until they're done. Kills every Zeta, every blood, every Asian street gang member. Flossing, it's a little hard to write at this moment. Martin isn't interested about who here who's going to act crazy and why they act crazy. I just told her they smoke crack and meth. And she said, Anna's never been up there. Ah, how funny. If she's never been up there, I hadn't mentioned she'd been up there before. How would Michelle know? What does that mean? Anna's, how do you know there's buses and towns that, little junky towns to get to her boy. That's a female. She has mail there, by the way. She'll probably never get it. Allegedly, she and her boyfriend and this girl that she went out with that was underage and claimed that Anna abused her, which I believe her now. Claims. Anna says she hit me. Well, they're both human zombies. But the agent Anna, she looks young. She's got a And if you have a week, so I'm out in the living room. So the whore's playing all your clothes off, and I'm in the living room. Just note of that. And I'm a phone that I want to show for the viewers from above or below you. Don't. I'm gonna my phone's here playing chops up every black Nazi. There's a black male rapist playing boyfriend. I think they're ugly and grotesque. Grandfather. For me, if you're on, if you're trying to human zombies. No. No penises are allowed. There are no penises allowed ever draining your uterus. Hit their of the human zombies. Hit the zombies hard. They're all rapists, and they do like rape program. They're trying to start breeding of mongoloids. They've done it to white and others. With mongoloid children, they're trying to plump a lot of the Nazis, and their viewpoints have actually brought. The ugly bastard was talking about financial support for being a Muslim. I don't use as much words, One of the bums is making a threat about Bert Gilman Place apart, and they put them at a prior location. So they'll say there's actually a threat regarding that blood. You don't want to go and die and be in one person and another. That's their satanic practice. Turn water. A lot of break. I have sort of a impediment, and they're ripping. So picture. Like, I'm all Chernobyl. Picture me as... You're going to hear me cursing these bastards. They're playing your brains are not going to blah, blah, blah. I'm a bums. You're all bums, you're retard. Make everyone here into marrow bones. And I can't pray for a bit because I went to the bathroom. I'm in the bathroom. Kind of body parts of my water, and take a sample, curse them for the chemicals they put in my water, Phil, and you can make every human zombie into clean water for me, and make all of their ancestors into a water filter. How about that? It doesn't mean it's, but see, what would I prefer for water? I mean, I want that or like them, but they've blocked me from using my magic to prevent myself from getting burned. I've got 132 million morons practicing magic, and then all the people around the world they ruined. There's an autopsy smell they might be doing. I've smelled autopsy on people. I can't tell if it's a psychic smell. No, they're like every lifetime, wherever the fuck they are. I don't care if they, you don't want them to escape to other planets. You get them back in other time periods too. You get the blood gangs and Asian street gangs, the human zombie Satanists. So you start, and remember, there's a drug you can make out of, there's a drug they make out of chemicals. Or what do you call them? Mortuary chemicals. So it's not always a psychic smell that it's a zombie. Sometimes I get hung up between a spirit they're cutting up that was harming me. And then you think, harm me. And 13 years later, shamefacedly, I admit that a lot of, but then I think, well, I shouldn't blame myself. Why? Well, they take everything off my chakras, aura, soul, and spirit powers for me to have black Nazis info. Not to hurt whites and others they're hurting. That's never the goal. But to give them an edge over the black Nazis too. We want people to have an edge over black Nazis. They weren't chosen by God. Now remember, anti-Semite, and then what they do typically in a gang is they tend to be the group they're trying to decimate. So they're going to call themselves. And remember, if you've ever smelled a gross person that smells like dead bodies, even if I smell like a dead body, I've told them why I would. And even want to try to force me to cut up dead bodies, like a processing plant at this place. Taking advantage of a huge retail space down below, empty. While they even had an empty street area. Also have places, not university. They brag about that. We're going to eliminate that too. She's cutting, somebody's cutting, might be took, or a person, she might be getting fingers, or tissue, or an animal. So we're going to drag whatever animal it is. The animal's life is worth way more than a human zombie. So if it's a zombie animal, is there still going to operate on the premise? Could be part of the person they put in there to feel the pain. Things like your grass turns you all into marrow. But I need clean water right now. Turns you all into clean water for me. And it'll be 900 trillion years later, but only a split second to the rest of universes. And what else? The Americans don't learn anything, or a trillion years in water. You can help me. Your water is probably, you're made out of it. Who am I talking to? I'm cursing gang members. I just took a shower. I have a lot of blood coming from my nose still. Remember, I'm a sick person who's been tortured years. Tortured. Including taunts of people killing animals in walls or in apartments when I left. And portraying themselves all over the internet as friends, my lovers. I really haven't had any for 13 years.
part of you is taught, oh, you're crazy. So what are you going to do? You're going to play, you're crazy. I've streamcasted too much, saying, if you heard 24/7 dialogue, nope, press, especially if you're an alien species. And I might even get, done well. And somebody's clicking a gun behind the toilet tape. Sunday's here. Missy's clicking it. They said they'd give her a move up on the list. Police department up for the ones who would bust, and they end up covering, thinking, oh, I cover, otherwise they'll all end up in jail. Prison's coming for them, so they all start covering up then. Ooh, they've got a contact in the FBI. Told him Lisa's a Nazi. One of the dirty Nazi and the black Nazi. It's a transgender from Palau. Lives in Elizabeth Gregory home. Small. She said, "You're such a Nazi. We're going to be taking your rights away." She calling me a Nazi because she and the other scum buckets basically told me you're going to be raped by Nazis, black Nazis. So they portray victims as Nazis that oppose people of color. It's black. It's called tar baiting. And Elizabeth Gregory is full of 30 cops. They'll portray that they're on an investigation. They'll use other people. And they pretend they're on an investigation and present so-called evidence. And the dirty cops did. Illegal, though. It's illegal. What? Evidence. Who gave them the evidence? Well, in a lot of cases, it was that cannibal zombie that killed the tourist person. Just telling you. I have to watch it. What I'm going to do is start spraying the front door with whatever they put in my water. Oopsie, what's in the water today? Swing all Nazis permanently. You don't tell me what to do when you're a bum, a whore, a maggot. Your opinion doesn't. You're permanently banned as maggoty motherfuckers. Nobody wants any of you fuckers. Nobody likes you. Nobody. Grotesque shits. Fuck up. And belongs to Maria. I don't care. Chops up black Nazi. And hunts you down every lifetime. And remember, everyone in America strike me. It's America Nazi is crushed. The flies. You don't infest nature, though. Right? So you never want to infest. Not nature. They're playing oral. And I'm already, but I need to get down. What am I doing? I'm going down a bad neighborhood, getting a bus, doing something with my. I'm also dropping off my money order. I took over because they thought they'd have an order made out comes here. I'm going to make a call. They clicked it. It's $244. Are you equipped to take checks, or is there somebody? Give them some person here, and this is one of the activities. He's a smack Nazi. He's retarded. He's crazy. Recovery Cafe. He's about 6'2". He's ugly. Ugly. Very plain man. Person. He goes from 0 to 60 or 0 to 80, as they say, as a stalker when you turn down him. manager's room threatening me. He's in on, it's a black, smelly bastard. The money order, let's superheat it, and I'm not a cannibal. Even if I became, it should be super. Well, a beast of fire. I'm just, assuming. I know. And remember, I don't want blood in my. Even if I'm a spider, it's not like I'm a cannibal. So how about that? In fact, they're playing Have You Hotel. It thinks he's a zombie compound where they have hapless trash and people hurting me and raping me. It would be like a hotel. And remember, he's a bum who's talking either from his own apartment or someone else's here. Picking up boards to sleep on. So we're equipment, I've keep it locked up. They even threatened my storage with an incendiary device. Now, sometimes what they would do, what's going on? It could be a gang member 3 seconds ago that was threatened. And then 2 seconds later, or 2 seconds after that, it could be somebody who they stabbed machetes. Like you hear about people in drug cars. They're playing speed or race, dying hideously. If it's super speed. I'm too hot. This hood. Oh, the thing is with the hood, they're playing open up in hood. So one of the bums has a plot. Open up in hood. Open up in hood. In a hood from him and open up every black Nazi and worse. And hit blood Zeta gang members. And the brother isn't that the information. The races that think they're taking over, you're not going to find. So the Asian street gangs, by the way, a lot of them are in with black Nazis, but some are not. Some hate them. So you get a little confusing. But let the words play. Those who play it, those who play these words, let them be played by it. So if they play ocean, have the ocean. You're going to do patterns, remember, over the zombie. So let's have an ocean pattern with fish of any kind, like an ocean hitting human zombies. Animals hit these people. They don't call them people anymore. They're not. They're playing dominating. It chops up every black Nazi. My cocoa, like this, will probably break open. They're playing Will Be Black Nazi. Chops up real black Nazis. Try to make more, it chops you up. So I'm going to close because I went to the bathroom and I pray. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done as earth as in heaven. Please forgive our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. That is kingdom, power, and the glory forever. Amen. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done as earth as in heaven. Please forgive our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Thine is kingdom, power, and the glory forever. Amen. One of the horses chanting, blah, 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 might admit you. So, a dirty, smelly whore playing Allah, and that's Sunday or one of the other hookers. So let's give her information and any smelly hooker. Let's give all her Muslims information to every Muslim around the world, especially black American Muslims that are just using their religion so they can get harems, etc., and harass people under trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, power, and the glory forever. Amen. Now we're going to give all the Jews again, all the bums that are playing and they're playing Jew to hide their intent and commit crimes. We're going to give all the Jews that information. And we're going to give Jews information all over the world. So if it's like even a creek in Kansas that's traveled there, well, the bomb's information going out around the world to Jews. Now, let us give all Orthodox Jews any information about people who play Jewish to get into, let's say Orthodox cemeteries, and they're into satanic rock as Jews. Muslims that hate Satanists, the information about satanic Muslims. Oh, one of the bums is chanting, "I'm having a hard time." Person is Hitler. Let everybody playing that game get killed as Hitler. Put a curse on them. Similar game, let them curse them so they can get hurt, killed as Hitler. Might actually be Hitler. Zetas and Asian street gang members, information to every rival gang, once again, around the world. They stole my shoppers, or have all their information go to everybody shoots them, anywhere. So even if you try to say, "Oh, she's violent," that's a curse. I don't have a gun. Sick. They're playing dinner, which is cannibalism. Eating greed. And so sometimes that means who's involved? Elizabeth Gregory home people and people from this building. So you need to have them destroyed. Just like the movies, you have. Liquids from solids. Hard to find plastic bags anywhere. The wood or got to backpack. That's what I'm doing. I can't find it. It's oh, it's not. Times it's over. Gonna fall. It's like $9 to $14 per pound. Oh, or tray themselves as easy. The horse is making a actually watch out from Elizabeth Gregory home, and anybody from social services. So that is something that's been circulated. Watch out. We told them about how Lyness, people in a storage room, have been locked up. So what they rely on is like, oh, what might happen to me. A person might have said that I'm also daily at 69th and Roosevelt, and pretty much near my storage, and I'm not taking. I'm made of pure poison, and I'm made of sugar. Everybody likes in America. So that you know, want to endanger other countries, they eat you left, and you're up. And this stuff, you can't leave anything here. Down. See, she said even clothes are a punishment. Chops up black Nazis. Even dirty ass. Wall, smelly. Let's see. They're playing already obligated. Yap, yap. Have campaigns, people have stolen stuff. Stuff. Glass excessively on a deed. No, they don't have deeds. They're all liars. They're all bums. These are all retarded hookers. This is a low-income. These are scummy, absolutely scummy bastards. Scummy, ugly, nothing to do with anything that they're saying. Deed, and I'll tell you what the scummy people have done. They'll portray that you and that you signed, didn't sign, and actually police. They're playing our trunk. They're in on trunk kitchen, and I believe that try in a book as they're talking to me from every black shit, and there's playing disobey. There's nothing. They don't have authority, so they always choose the wrong words, and without causing your death. Even a zombie make it into mincemeat, chop up their testicles. And I'm talking about I'm not a zombie, so I don't like bloody guts like they do. Talking about a metaphysical principle. Today, they'll probably be seeing animals, which I can't help. I'm not here. And what else will they be doing? Trying on clothing after they've pick-locked the suitcase. They might even wear it in a crime, spreading DNA, putting what they've done the last 13 years. Like caught investigator somebody. Dirty, smelly pants. That's a retarded black Nazi that's been 8 years on welfare in her family. Off of her knees. And from giving show, and you are your mouth, you're going to have fecal in it. And disease. You're going to be disease eaters for the rest of the world. So, black dog, if you like it, why wouldn't you? So, here to me, you've got people that make me into a human foot. Now I've got a mop because there's a huge mess in the bathroom. They're upper middle, and it's half. And some cousins, maybe an aunt somewhere, but there's no. My brother, and his name is Michael Tudhoe. They're involved with the Bloods, and it follows Satan. And they be members, and no, and to camp out in them. They've also done it in low-income houses. One of them is threatening me. Well, in my time, what? It was purple aliens. Purple aliens. So the horse bragging she just got two. They pull you out of your body and burn you to death. How about that? So they force some bitches to put involved. I don't know if she's here. And she comes here sometimes. What is her name again? Lion's name is ratty, Asian males. And the last time she tried out on her own, in of this little town, and they were cracking. She's here, possibly. She's not ugly. You take the wig off the black Nazi female and the nails and the lashes. She doesn't have very many lashes. Not much at all. Not much. Not much. I put the wrong locks on my. That's sneaky. She has places, probably Angelines. She'll go occasionally. She no longer lives at easy for the zombies. When the zombies turn on each other, that's the definition of crazy. But the crazy people do this to you, even as a receptionist. Oh, hi, Mrs. So-and-so, how are you? And, ooh, that zombie is such a good zombie. So they pride themselves on hurting. That's what that is about. And they're playing, it's not. It's survival of the Survival of the amputatees. What is her name? It isn't a usual name. But she looks like she's in the woods. Sometimes I think she's braided her hair or twisted it. Twist of the dress. One time I liked the shadow that was cast on a wall. She was dancing up the stairs. I don't know if video of that. All the time the shadow. You know, if it's zombie and black novel, I'd probably be taking a lot of pictures because I enjoy all types of color and zombies, including the black novel. Good idea. But actually there's and over your check to get some of the gang, the extortion racket, very brother and my brother-in-law have done that a lot. 3 times. So my sister, by the way, unlike guys, now this is pronunciation. It's an Aramaic. So can I? Also, there's Shekinah. It's Aramaic. Her name is Sukena. And to play, by the way, Sukena. These bombs have played Sukena. One thing to leave the zombies with is get each other's information. Nazis? Bullshit. But I don't you try to put in, won't put in anymore. If it's legal for you to, I'd be like, bitch. It's legal for me. So, Sukena, quite well known. She's psychotic. You could tell she's somewhat intelligent, but very psychotic. And obviously, she's ripping braids, so maybe not that intelligent. No, let's see what I'm missing. Do I have tickets? I have tickets. There's something. I've mopped the floor. So if you can imagine living and the zombies. Well, you are wee-wee. As in pee. And they're frantic because there's another chick lying in my account. They're frantic on crime. The Social Security office until disappeared. For somebody. So here they are being threatened for my check so that they could. And there's another lying in the account. I think they let it lie in the account so there's more to rob. But there are people here threatening me for American Beauty on the side. Isn't that pretty? So where am I going? Well, in my neighborhood, and you're right. Admittedly, it takes a while to cut through all the thread and everything down. So I'm constantly late, and it's a bit hard now because we're coming into darkness. So I just have to come home through the darkness anyway. So really, if you're going to a zombie hovel through zombie, much more dangerous. There's just a thin wall between me and the rapists, as opposed to, well, they're walking around freely in the dark. 2 minutes for the bus. I have to remember, because I am programmed to go to the U District, don't get off. I have to be careful of sprinkling. There's someone no good playing blah 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 tonight, so he's in on playing subbing with a whore who's at the bus stop. Brush him. He might end up surprised tonight, bitch. And you're on Google, motherfucker. Well, since the world is dangerous to me, I have to be the most dangerous in the U.S. Everywhere. And the most dangerous. They said I was dangerous. They portrayed me as the devil. You're going to wish I was the devil. Zombie. And by the way, I worship God, not the devil. And I would say the same thing. If the devil offered me riches, I would just say, hand me that sword. Cut off the devil's head. Give me the riches, bitch. Let's go. Stick his head up his ass. It's up there anyway. It's like the rest of the U.S. zombies. She's probably coming out of the wall. She said everything's expensive, so they always give an excuse. So they invite people into the walls. The ones that show any decency, or the ones that they think will tell, are the ones who don't make it out. So the metro bus station downtown is toward the end of your route, correct? Okay, thanks. By the way, here's my key card. Give you the number off of it. It's blurry. Excuse me. It's upside down, but that's okay. At least you can see it. I'm playing key tonight. I don't know why hers just speaks anyway. Stand. There's no room. Can't let people hang over me like that. Too big. And my backpack's hanging over on them. Now I have to get out of the way for this person. I might get off so she can get in. I'm going to get off so you can get in. Maybe I'll get off. No, he closed it. There's my policewoman. Do you have room for me to sit there? Okay, I've got a backpack too, you know, so it could ooze a bit. Over. I'm not gonna let people sit by me and intimidate me. She said I'm supposed to mess with you. This guy is interesting. It's got beautiful sort of cottony clouds. Those spread like waves, and some sort of clumps, poofs. Oops. Can't see it. He's either talking to someone from the building or is connected. He's talking about the water. Guthrie apartment, I believe. They're all zombies. They're all on an ESP network. There is nobody left. You can use the cloud in the sky pattern on human zombies. Blues can get them. And you can follow up with lavenders and oranges like a sunset. Yellows. You can make it an icy day with exaggerated icicles or crystals. Doesn't mean you're making nature screwed up. This thing just put her hand up to her mouth and said something. So that's like muttering. I don't know her. Fat. Just because it looks like an amoeba. Amoeba. So, who was there last night? I think not, and they think it was. It was Kat from Elizabeth Gregory. She was in a Girls video, and he's playing Tortured Me. And she was is absolutely nuts. So, didn't. It's just a small jaw. And very, like a big mouth. And huge nose. So actually, you know, since I guess she used to make a lot of money in Hollywood as a stripper. She does seem very feminine. And she has very good skin. She's part Greek and part Norwegian. She's about 5'9", 60, almost, like 59, 57. Transgender was there. Anna is white and doughy. She's about 5'8", and she wears a pirate's costume with a sword. Two of them, and she's actually gotten kicked out of shelters for wearing the plastic swords. They look quite realistic. One of them does. And she's constantly bumping into with her spawn the same way. And Missy, or Kat as she is known, Melissa, she smokes crack, probably meth, and she drinks, so she's not going to respond the same way. She usually wears wigs that are woven in, like hair extensions, and they usually fall out everywhere. And she doesn't dye her hair in time, and they look terrible. Getting crushed. This thing is playing You Are Sick. She looks like an amoeba in red. What's that amoeba? The diarrhea that all travelers fear will be caused by her as an amoeba. Don't drink the water. So anyway, aside from amoebas, organisms. Now, so the members brag that they cut up in that building at 105th and Aurora, and I definitely heard noises of liquid sloshing out, and something that sounded like chunks. They said it was bowel. I don't think it was. I don't know. And they said they had cut off his fingers, and then last night they were beating up one. I heard the beating in an apartment above the smoking area. The flesh of a man, and he was crying, and they said that they took off his thumb. This thing said delicious. And one of them was eating as he was cutting up the body. Or she. I can't remember. I think it was a she. They're playing crazy. Well, for about 7 years, people have even come up to me saying, you're going to give a gallon of blood, or you're going to do this. And I heard, supposedly, Maisie's boyfriend, Maisie works at Elizabeth Gregory Home, and possibly Maisie. Sandra Katowitz may have been there. And this is a difficult seating arrangement. I'm perched. It's not easy with a suitcase. So then there were a lot of threats over money, and I had the rent check in my hand for actual rent. I think you did. And I was, being threatened for when I get out of the apartment. Before I got out. But I'd already had a money order DSC written out to DSC Aurora on the computer at the bank. And they're letting any checks lie in there for the end of the month as a surprise. So then it might not even be out of your account until the next month, late in the month even. Or middle. So it's like, surprise, you thought you had this in there, and because you're doing phone accounting, because I can't leave any paperwork around. And then it's like, did that check ever go through? Excuse me. And it's like, nope, it did not. This thing was probably up at DSC Aurora. So they're having as many indigent army people come, like fake armies of people coming through to chop up people and have them disappear. Some of the people they're using as criminals actually end up disappearing, or they're using them for other things. And they're luring them in there with promises of dinner and clothing or showers or whatever. Clothes. Now, I told Michelle that I thought I'd heard Anna up there, who now calls herself Captain or Roscoe. Actually, other people call her Captain, I think. And she wears a full pirate's cape. She looks very sort of hokey. She wears gold little glasses. But I'll tell you, if you looked at her in the realm of a suspect, you just would say, well, she's autistic. She might respond differently in regard to pools of blood. You know what I mean? She might already have sort of this lack of feeling or empathy towards someone. She's getting money, and then she'll go and spend it on things like pirate things now. It used to be File Mario or Pokemon characters or something. Maybe not Pokemon, but she's involved with different characters online. She also writes her own, some of her own games and illustrates them. The illustrations are just sort of a basic paint illustration. They're not so bad with paint, but they're childlike. They're not good, but she's smart about some things. She will spend all day on the internet if you let her. Lately she's been sleeping a lot. She's probably tired from staying up at night. they've get in, and it saying a message about code. Remember, it's Boost Mobile that the camera is being run from. They're calling themselves because they are very inhumane across the way. They are playing medical, and so you're going to find a lot of these things recycled into charity as well. Having, when they were screaming about hotel, to have a hotel, so they thought they have like a hotel, also rob, including when they went, and they were threatening. He said they were, and I'm just repeating what I hear, and when things happen to me or other people, and I see or hear it, I just repeat that. So it's just observance, like the hands getting bleached by the water. And they always have a cat or an animal, I believe they're sacrificing, and they usually take like a scissors or clip, like nail clippers, and I hear their skin being torn apart, or their claws or paws. Not claws, but their paws. Ears. The cat hissing last night. A lot of cats that are feral, you will hear them hiss, of course. It's insane. And I believe they get away with it. I think they just use, like, let's say if a person is seen 20 times with a cat that looks the same, if you think, well, that's not the same cat, you might be outright. Or there's those people who seem to lose their animals all the time. Who has them? How'd they get lost? If they're a gang member, I can't trust them. Even if they're good to an animal, you don't know what they'd do to it. They could be 20 of the same dog. They just took head across the way. The amoeba did. I call her an amoeba. She's not a real amoeba. Just me. So that's 105th and Aurora in the brown and yellow building. So some of the people, and then they bragged today, they said, we'll just get dead ringers, aka people who look like the people that are disappearing. Let's say you are an indigent, or even someone who doesn't know many people, or maybe you know the wrong people.
Can't argue that.
Welcome to America.
Oh, okay. Oh, temporary. Take care of him, Willie.
So I'm on 6046, and I'm headed for kind of a bad neighborhood. It's where I would get my bus transfer.
Thank you.
So they called one of the persons they killed University. But I believe last night Michael Tudhope was there and Larry Black. That they connect through being blood. Not anything it was. And they connect with another gang. Another, well, he came from California over 40 years ago. 50 years ago. And my sister, brother-in-law, Larry Black, are, well, they travel a lot. But I heard they also connect, not through just carpentry. So they connect 3 ways. There's 3 possibilities. They've told me they worked on low-income buildings. And one time my sister gave me a box of junk. And they had the exact same model of light that the low-income buildings had. So Bloods, and then being carpenters and contractors, and working on low-income buildings, and being philanthropists, especially my sister, half-sister, Dawn Blackmore. So there's 4 connections there. Then there's a University of Washington connection through my niece, Melissa, half-niece. And she, well, her husband has a brother-in-law. Wait, husband has a brother-in-law. His sister's married to a male who possibly was an intern or a doctor at University of Washington.
$2 scratch ticket. And when I looked at the front, and I scratched the back looked like the front. And I scratched the next one, and I didn't know how to play it. So I went up there, and they said, no, that's not a winner. Well, I talked to a couple of people, and each one was $14,000. I won $28,000.
Do you want to pay you?
So they paid me, and then they wanted a tip, and I didn't tip them. I didn't tip the people that said.
What store was this?
When they first opened the Marysville Casino, they had a $2 scratch ticket machine. $2, and I bought $4 worth of tickets. This end and that.
I've heard other stories too.
Then I quit playing for a long time.
I've heard other dishonest casinos and stuff.
You think I'm going back? Hell no, plug you down. Yes. Every week.
I have to ask the bus driver where the rail system is.
Excuse me. Strangely enough, the psychic connection is to it's the casinos linking to Yakuza. This guy's bragging about having been to storage and never went back.
People close to the White Mile, like Fifth and Jackson, sort of. I don't know.
Whoops, but I'm caught on something. Whoops, sorry. It's caught. I don't know how that happened. So I guess also another scam that's going on, they'll have people live in storage. Believe me, with all the abuse I've suffered, I would have lived in a storage if it had been legal. But there are crimes that go on in those places too. It's sort of like a railway. Not to save people is what's been happening, but where the zombies kill people. boy. Oh. We're headed toward the rough neighborhood of where I'm going to be getting my ticket, and then I'm going to come through the market and get some rosemary oil. Especially since people are killing and cutting up people. I don't want to smell bodies, blood. I have nothing to do with it, and I am not like that. And I don't know where else to go. The gang members just said they'd follow me wherever I go, especially since there's involved. Columbia, the last stop. So a couple more stops. Thank you. Is it okay to stand here? Okay. Sometimes buses can't see, so I don't know. Yeah. Flower's been quite famous for years. Well, I'm going to film it. It's actually
could you let us up here, please? Thank you.
part of Tent City, the homeless town. One of them, actually, I couldn't even tell was a tent city. It just looked like a carnival. They'd given them all matching tents. Oh yeah, he went down a little bit. That's right. I don't have to. Bouncy cam. So I think I go this way, yeah.
Walk up to 2nd Avenue.
Uh-huh.
Then make a left.
Thank you.
And you go across Jackson. You'll be on your left-hand side.
Thank you.
Big building on that.
This area, it's like, you know, with crooked streets, like, thank you.
And if they don't want to move,
Get a bulldozer. Okay, so walk this way and then left. Make me scary, please, God. No, so he went, okay, Jackson, second. I always get lost down here. Get lost. It's a hideous sculpture. There's no light. Jackson, I see it. Looks vaguely like a Jackson. I'm not going to film the whole thing because I'm going to run out of video and I can't try to charge up one of my chargers. Obviously, I can't find. It'll be my latest addiction. So you have to have an addiction. You'd have to come through a bad neighborhood to be here, though. Or another video. So, they're closed.